Hi guys, welcome. This is Zebra Not Horse and I am MJ. I am late diagnosed autistic and this is why I have created this channel. I just want to kind of share my journey so far and also just to hopefully help some other people who might be on a similar journey. So I just got diagnosed June last year, 2023, and since then I have been kind of learning as much as I possibly can about what autism is, even though autism has been a special interest of mine for years. But I feel that there's not enough knowledge out there about how females present, and when studies are done and like academic research is done, it's usually done on how males present. So yeah, let's put some more female representation out into the world. That's my thoughts. So yeah, I say that autism has been an interest of mine for a few years. So like neurodiversity in general is just so interesting to me. I think the way the brain is wired is just fascinating, and how literally everyone sees the world differently. I have always believed that I am different in this world. I kind of never fit in as a child, and I really struggled to navigate as I became an adult. Life has just always been like, I feel 2 steps behind everyone else. Not that I'm slow or lazy, but just that I didn't get the instructions at the start. So I have always kind of wanted to know why I felt like I don't fit in, that I'm pretending all the time, that I'm copying what other people are doing just to get by. And actually, when I was an adult, I applied for a job which was just down the road from me, and I thought, this is great. There's no commute and it's working with children who are autistic, and I think that's really interesting, so I can learn about child's behaviour and things, because child psychology has always been an interest of mine. So when I started this job, there was an induction period for a couple of months where it was quite heavily learning about what autism is and how it presents, especially within children. And during this induction period, I guess there was a bit of a light bulb moment. I started to think, like, these things are really relatable to me. I watched a video, I think it was by the National Autistic Society, during one of my induction days, and it was about a child's experience in a supermarket, like a shopping mall rather, and they were really overstimulated by everything they seen and everything they heard and all the physical touches that they had. And I kind of thought, oh my gosh, is this not everybody's experience? I just thought that's how we all experience the world, but some people can kind of hide it. And I thought that was just for everyone. So it came to my attention that, okay, I really am different because these are my experiences. I really struggle when I'm in an overstimulated environment, and I feel like I can't cope. I feel like I'm, yeah, I don't really know how to express how I feel, but it's panic and it's chaos. And I realised not everyone feels that way. Okay, so that was kind of the first moment where I realised maybe it's autism that I have. And I carried on learning, and then I started the job and I started working with children. And the children I was working with really presented so differently from me. They physically couldn't cope with certain stimuli, which created lots of behaviours that I couldn't resonate with. You know, like, I understood how they were feeling, but not why they were expressing it a certain way. And I think that is down to the fact that I masked really heavily as a child, and I never expressed anger or frustration or confusion the way that autism is usually presented with children who are diagnosed really young. And I don't know why that is, but I've just been always someone that does what is expected of me and fits in with what other people's perceptions are of me. And I don't know if people who are late diagnosed can relate to that, or if that's quite unique to me. I'm pretty sure that's relatable. Anyway, like that job, I did it for about 2 years, and I really feel that it taught me how to kind of just start this journey, like research more about it, but more like in adults and stuff. So yeah, I became very, very interested in how adults present. And then about maybe 3 years ago, I I just started owning, okay, I am autistic. I've done enough research now. I relate so much to what other autistic people are saying and how they present. And actually the whole masking thing was a huge thing for me. Like, I didn't think I was autistic because I was always acting like everyone else. But then when I discovered what masking is, that made so much sense to me. I listen to podcasts and watch YouTube channels created by autistic individuals. I could just really relate and I could really see myself in this community. So I said to myself, like, I am autistic, but I just didn't tell anyone. That was like my little secret. I understood me. It doesn't matter if the rest of the world doesn't understand me. As time went on, that became more and more harder because I think when you realise you've been masking, the ability to mask is so much harder. And then I was living with imposter syndrome. Like, am I, I don't present the same way. Maybe it's just because I've done all this research. I'm really interested in autism that I kind of have developed a way of thinking that's autistic. It's hard because your brain goes through so many different variables and questions and directions when you're on this journey of self-discovery of how your brain is wired that you don't know what to believe sometimes. And I said to myself, I need to get diagnosed. I need to just I need to ask a professional their opinion so I know one way or the other. And I thought about going through the NHS route, and I did a lot of research. I asked a lot of people online, like, what their experience was. It turns out that if you go through the NHS route, it takes forever. And generally, you get given a doctor who doesn't have much understanding of autism or especially how females present. So you're kind of brushed off, either given like anxiety pills or just told that you're quirky or just a little bit odd. You can communicate, you can give eye contact, you're good in social situations, so you clearly can't be autistic. There's so many different excuses that people get when they seek help, and then they're not given the help because people just don't see past those extreme stereotypical views. So I didn't go down the NHS route, and then time kept passing and I tried to research different private sectors. It felt very overwhelming. I think when you start this journey, it becomes very overwhelming. You don't know who to trust. You don't know, like, reading the information on different websites. There's too much, basically. And I wasn't retaining it very well. And then I kind of thought, I'll put this to side and I won't do this anymore. I'm fed up of being overwhelmed. I'm fed up of not understanding and not knowing where to go. And then last year, I made a New Year's resolution to get diagnosed in 2023. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I just said to myself, I can't go on the rest of my life not knowing, and also just knowing I'm autistic, but I need help and I don't know how to get it. Once you have a diagnosis, I think it makes it a little bit easier to go down routes of getting more support in place and having accommodations and just knowing what is more suited to your needs. I have a friend whose little sister went on the same journey, and she went through a private practice in Glasgow, and I was like, this is the information I need. I just need someone I know who's been on this journey and can help me and just tell me how they did it, and I will copy and paste. That's my life. So I basically used the same avenue as her, and I didn't necessarily research this company, but to me, I just couldn't. I just trusted her judgment. And I got the email address from my friend's little sister, and I emailed them in March the 19th. I got a reply on the 3rd of April, and she said that she had some time in May for an initial assessment. And the dates that she offered me, I wasn't able to do because I had family visiting, so I delayed it a little bit. But then we got an appointment for initial assessment, just to kind of chat through things, on the 12th of June. And she gave me some questionnaires to fill out, email back to her before I see her. When I seen her, I think it was about an hour, maybe just over an hour, that we chatted. I went through to her office and we spoke a lot about my childhood, about how I interact with my friends, about what interests I have. She just basically got a good overview of who I am as a person. And then she says, we can't move forward without the ADOS, but my personal opinion is that you are autistic. So let's put you through for the ADOS testing. So we booked in a final assessment in the 30th of June, and I went through to Glasgow again, and that lasted about maybe 2 hours. And the ADOS 2, it was very tiring because it involved just lots of little tasks, lots of little activities. There's stories and games and puzzles and lots of questions, and throughout the whole process she was asking me lots of specific questions. And yeah, I kind of felt like in my head, I really want to convince this person that I'm autistic, but I also wanted to be really genuine and honest with my answers. It was a hard balance because I was so afraid of spending all that money and then for them to turn around and say, oh no, you're not autistic. When you spend that much money, you kind of want the result that you want. And I wanted to believe I was autistic because that's what I believed was my truth. That's how I felt my brain was wired. And then at the end of the assessment, the two clinical assessors, they said, oh, we've been communicating with each other through eye contact, and we both agree that yes, you're autistic, but we will write up this report. You will get it sent through in a couple of weeks. But yeah, they verbally gave me confirmation that what I knew all along was accurate, and I knew myself really well. And the feeling that I got when they said the words, you are autistic, or you have autism, whatever they said, it just made me feel so happy, so relieved, so validated. But at the same time, I had a massive sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorrow. Very sad. Very, very sad. Because I'm kind of like, why has no one noticed this my whole life? Why have I had to go on this journey all by myself? And not sad to be autistic, very excited to be autistic, but just mourning that the little MJ in my life didn't get any recognition for this, and no professional person seen it, no family member seen it, which makes it really hard, because you're kind of like, this could have been such a different life for me. I could have had a way more thriving life if this had been recognised earlier. And I guess that's maybe what a lot of us late diagnosed autistic people feel. Like, why is it taking so long? Like, it's not fair. It's really not fair. And if this is your journey, if this is where you're at currently, like, please know, we just have to have grace for the world. We have to understand that now that we know, we can move forward and we can have that support in place. We can thrive in our future, regardless of how long it took for us to get to this point. We're here now, okay? Let's celebrate. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I got a diagnosis of autism and I am autistic. I'm owning this and I'm very proud. So that was June. It's now February 24, and I feel I'm in burnout. I don't know if anyone else can relate to being newly diagnosed and then feeling burnout. Like, for the first couple of months, I was super excited. I was on such a high, such a learn everything I can, do this journey, figure out what's me. How do I tell people? How do I not hide anymore? And now I've kind of come through that and I'm really struggling. I struggle with getting through my day. I have told the world I am autistic. I'm not hiding it anymore, but I still feel exhausted. And I'm just learning what autism burnout is, but I believe this is what I'm going through because it doesn't seem to be going away with rest or recuperation or special interests or, just doing anything that I love. I'm not fatigued. I am sleeping, but I don't have any motivation to do extra things. I don't have the language to communicate what I'm going through right now, but I do believe that I am at a burnout stage. And if you know what that feels like and have any advice, please write a comment to me in this video. Maybe in future videos I might be able to have more language to communicate how to help and what this is, and, you know, learn more about it. But right now, it's taking all of my resources just to get through my days. And even making a video is really hard. Like, I'm not putting any pressure on myself to make a video once a week, which I thought I would when I started this channel. But now that I'm doing it, I'm like, I'll just make a video when I can. And that's not going to be all the time. So I have grace for myself for that. If you are a subscriber, then I'm sorry if you're not getting more content from me. But there are so many other YouTubers out there that you can be listening to and watching in the meantime while I don't make videos. But yeah, this is me just being real. I'm not going to force myself to be someone I can't, and I haven't got the spoons or the ability to produce on here as often as I would like. But for now, I'm just doing it when I can. So today you got a video, yay! So yeah, I think I've rambled on quite a long time, so I'm going to call it quits on this video today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please send me a little comment if you can relate to anything I've said. It's very encouraging to me, and it's encouraging to other people to know that we are not alone when we go through stuff and when we're trying to understand our own lives. Yeah, okay, so take care, have a nice day, speak to you soon.